Today is leg day. Today is leg day, bodyweight style. If you don't have any weights, then this is a great alternative for that. You could do this, or you could not. But this is something that you can do. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start with step downs, then squats, split squats. And then from there, we're gonna do seated straight leg raises and either reverse Nordic curls or sissy squats. Let's get started. Step downs. Some people call this the Patrick step down or the Peterson step down. Right here, we're gonna stay nice and tall. Hips high. We're gonna bend this knee forward, keep our hips level, and go down. The higher the platform, the more difficult this is. For a warm-up, you can go with a lower platform. If you've been doing this for a while, then you can warm up with a higher platform, such as this one. Balance is a factor in this. This is working to get the ankle and knee pumped up. Ideally, walking backwards will do this a lot faster and a lot sooner, but this is still a great way to warm up if you don't have access to any treadmills or equipment. You can also find a heel and run backwards up a heel. That works just as well. And doing both legs, you may find one leg, you have more mobility or strength in one leg. Ideally, we want to start with the leg that needs to be stronger. The progressions with this one, if you choose to progress it, you can add weight or you can add more height. Now that we finish with the step downs, we're gonna go into squats. Then we are gonna go into split squats. With squats, I like to say that a squat is a deadlift, but a deadlift is not a squat. Same way that a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. With our squat, we're gonna keep a tall torso, chest tall, ears high to the sky. Our knees are gonna break forward, our butt is gonna break back and down. If we're on a heavy load, we're gonna breathe in, space everything out, brace in the core, and then we're gonna go down, and then drive our feet through the ground and come up. As we go down to our squat, we're driving our feet down to the ground, letting our knees go forward and out, dropping our butt down, and come up. In order to keep our torso tall, we have to let our knee go over the toe. It's perfectly safe to let your knee go over the toe as long as you have good alignment. Now that we're done with the squats, we go into the split squats. A split squat is different from a lunge in the sense that a split squat is a stationary lunge. With the split squat, we can make this more difficult by elevating both feet up and allowing the knee to drop down. I'm not going to show that today, but that is a variation that I highly recommend you give it a shot. This split squat right here, I like the version of the ATG split squat coined by Ben Patrick, where the knee goes forward over the toe and the back leg is relatively straight as much as it's bent. So, getting our spacing, we're just gonna let this knee go forward and let the hip drop down. And for the most part, we're going to try to keep our front heel down, but that may not happen, but that's okay. With the split squat, we go in a more diagonal motion versus a straight up and down motion. The diagonal motion is coming from the knee moving forward, but we're still dropping the hips straight down. Again, we're going to start with the leg that needs to be stronger. The reason we do that is because we'll have better neurological connection to that side that needs to be stronger, and we're more fresh starting out versus getting fatigue on the stronger side, and then we get into the weaker side or the side that needs to be stronger, and we're struggling even more so. So find your spacing. Same thing with the regular squat. Torso is tall, ears to the sky. Knee is forward and slightly out over the toe with the butt dropping straight down. And again, it's fine if the heel comes off the ground. With the weight in our hands, we can help keep the heel down. As I'm coming down, I'm driving my foot into the ground and coming up. That's our squat and split squat. Next, we're doing seated straight leg raises. The positioning of our hands will determine how difficult this movement becomes, right? Back here, easy. Here, medium. Here, really difficult, really hard. From here, we can lift up 2 legs at a time, or we can do 1 leg at a time. Without swaying all the way back like that. Next, we're gonna get into our Sissy squat or our reverse Nordic. I'll show the reverse Nordic first. Either one will work. And the reason why we're adding these in is because when we do our squats and our split squats or even our lunges, we don't necessarily work the rectus femoris, which is attached at the hip up here, versus the rest of the quad muscles are more attached down here. And I may have pointed to the wrong places, but the rectus femoris or the hip flexor muscle works to flex the hip or to lift the knee up above the hip. Reverse Nordics helps to work the rectus femoris as well as the Sissy squats. If you want a better explanation of this, you can check out the YouTube channel E3 Rehab. When we're doing this reverse Nordic, we're going to keep our spine tall, ribs pulled in slightly. And then as we go back, we're going to focus on driving our knees forward. And then as we come up, we're going to press our feet into the ground to lift us back up. Now the Sissy squat, you may struggle with balance on the Sissy squat. With that, you can always grab a pole to help out with the balance. It's okay that you don't do it great, but be safe doing it. So with the Sissy squats, we're just mainly focused on knee flexion without bending at the hips at all. So we're just coming down and then coming back up. It's very hard to do. That's why I say Sissy squats or reverse Nordic curls. With Sissy squats, you don't have to go all the way down to get the benefit. You can start right here and then come back up. The deeper you go, the deeper stretch you get into the quad muscle, and the more they'll start to show up over time. That is leg day, squat dominant or quad dominant.